Okay, everybody, welcome back to Legacy Percussion video number 11. This is still Jerry Leak, and I'm about to talk about one of my favorite concepts having to do with the African bell pattern that we've been utilizing before. Now, the last video, number 10, was a study of 6 plus 4, and it's not quite entering the world of 24/8 because they really are treated as two separate bars. But you can start to see that we're entering the world of longer cycles with how we perceive of some of these African grooves. And that's really my formula these days, is taking the groove of African music and weaving in not only the mathematics of the Indian, which gave us a lot of our cross rhythms, but also to get into the world of cycles and thinking about grooves that expand and really widen to quite an extent. Now, we're going to take our African bell pattern, which we know so well, and we're going to analyze this, and here's the hits again. And we can speak them as sang, sang, si, sang, 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 si. Well, it turns out that particular phrase is actually built with two numbers, a 5 and a 7. In other words, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it makes sense because 5 plus 7 is 12. Now, this is based on some of the ideas and awareness from the Carnatic or South Indian music. What they do is they love playing in odd meters, 3s, 5s, 7s, and 9s. And not only do they love those odd meters and cycles, but they like playing just the odd numbers of those cycles. So a phrase in 5 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our half of our first part of our bell phrase. Now, to get inside the Indian language, I'm going to think taka takita, taka takita, taka takita, taka takita, taka takita. If I kept a steady foot to that, that's a whole nother world. Taka takita, taka takita, taka takita, taka takita, taka takita, taka takita. But of course, I can go back to sang and si. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to orchestrate so that all the sangs or the long strokes are on the high bell, and all the C's or the short strokes are on the low bell, which is very different from how they treat the African perspective of putting the bell on the 1. So if I create that phrase, so sang, sang, si, sang, sang, si, sang, sang, there's our 5. Sang, sang, si, sang, sang, si, sang, sang, si, sang. Or taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita, taka, takita. You can see that we're really bringing in the Indian mathematics into this thinking. There's no doubt. Now, that's our phrase in 5. Let's do the same thing with 7. That was sang, 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 si, sang, 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 si, sang, 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 si, sang, sang, sang. That's just repeating the 7. Now, if I put the C's on the low bell, we have. And I would now speak these phrases. Taka, dimi, takita. Taka, dimi, takita, and repeating that. Taka, dimi, takita, taka, dimi, takita, taka, dimi, takita, taka, dimi, takita, taka. Now, if we go back to our original phrase in 5 of the Agbekor bell, the Bembé bell, and see that as 5/7, using this high and low stroke approach, and also the takitas, we get this. Taka takita, taka dimi, takita, taka taka. Let me put the foot in the 4. Taka takita, taka dimi, takita, taka takita, taka dimi. Sang, sang, si, sang, 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 si, sang, sang. The foot in the 3. Taka takita, taka dimi, takita, taka takita, taka dimi, taka. Sang, sang, si, sang, 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 si, sang, sang, si, sang, sang, sang. That's a nice way to play the bell pattern by itself, but I took it to a whole nother level by discovering and wanting to create phrases which utilize the bell pattern on the actual drums. So we're going to call this our snare drum, and it can either be playing hits or also as just rim clicks, and we're going to orchestrate the bell to the drums. So taka takita, taka dimi, takita, taka taki. So the same pattern. Sang, sang, si, sang, 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 si, sang, sang. I'm thinking about the 2 mounted toms, ba, ba, bo, ba, 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 with the snare either really whacking away there or just giving a nice rim click so you really hear the drum sounds. What I like to do is play our all familiar 4/3, the 4 here on the drum and the 3 in the foot while I'm setting up that groove. Here's what it sounds like, and then we'll break it down because this is our new model to get into all these possibilities. course, I could also say matipo, plan kucha, matipo, plan kucha. Now, at this point, I want to do a study of the polyrhythms, my hand and my foot. So let me speak those. Watch. Ta, ka, di, mi, ta, ka, di, mi, ta, ki, ta, foot, ta, ki, ta, and then taki, ta, 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 taki, takadimi, takajunu, takadimi, takajunu, takadimi, takajunu, ta. So there seems like there's a lot going on there, and actually you would be correct to assume that there is. There's this 5/7 being orchestrated, the 4/3, and all these language awarenesses. Once again. We're still in 12/8. Sang, sang, si, sang, 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 si, sang, sang, si, sang, sang, si. Taka, taki, ta, taka, dimi, taki, ta, taka, taki, ta, taka, dimi. Now, let me take you to the other possibilities. Let's keep that 5/7. Now let's do the kagan on the high drum. So that would be 1. Sang, sang, si, sang, 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 si, sang, sang, si, sang. Now I said, okay, well, wait, I already know how to do the 8. What would that sound like with the foot and the 3? Sang, sang, si, sang, 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 si, sang. And maybe this would be a good time to show you the offbeat 8. This is going to be offbeat. 1. Now let me take you through all 4. On beat, kagan, on beat 8, offbeat 8. It's just through a couple bars each. Then we got to now widen the circle. Sang, si, sang, 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 si, sang, sang. Kagan. Si, sang, 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 si, sang, sang. 8. Off. Okay, so you'll be busy with that, but here's where the mind starts to really expand. You can, of course, do 7 plus 5 by changing the numbers, but our 24/8 cycle, how about we look at a 5, a 7, and a 7? Of course, that's going to be 24. Everything I'm doing with my right hand and my foot will fit, and I just have to find the right groupings here. So, taka, taki, ta, taka, taki, ta, taka, dimi, taki, ta, taka, dimi, taki, ta, taka, taki, ta, taka, ta. And I'll bring in the foot next. Taka, dimi, taka, taki, ta, taka, taki, ta, taka, dimi, taki, ta, taka, dimi, taki. Sang, sang, si, sang, sang, si, sang, sang. Now the 4 on top. 1. Kagan. 8. Now, I'll save the offbeat, just give you a little bit of a sense of 36/8. On beat, kagan, and then the 8, and that we'll call that a day. So 5, 5, 5, 7, 7, 7. Here we go, expanding our grid. Again, sang, sang, si, sang, sang, si, sang, sang, si, sang, 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 si, sang, kagan. 1. 8. There's 48/8 and even beyond. So this is a big deal. Check the articles and the links at the site to get you the notation of this particular phrase. The 5/7s, the 5, 5, 7, 7s, 12/8, 24/8, 36/8, 48/8. Sky's the limit, folks. Talk to you later. See you for some more big ideas.